What's up, YouTube? Collection Part 3. Graded Comics Part 3. I'm just going to start right into it. Two boxes of graded comics I'm going to go through. Probably going to be about 4 of these videos, I think. Should have already posted 2 of them. So yeah, I do want to reiterate here, or say again, not reiterate, but say again, I am still hoping to get some more people to take my survey, which will be, the link for it will be in the description. And for those of you who do take it, you do have a chance to win this comic right here, if I get at least 30 people to take it. If I don't get 30 people to take it, I've already had about 10 people take it. I looked at it, actually with a couple people that took it already in the last video I did. I have about 10 people now. So if I get 20 more people, I will be giving this book away. If I don't get 30 people together, I will be giving something away, but I can't guarantee it'll be a graded book. But it'll definitely be worth your 5 minutes time to take my survey. But like I said, if you want to help me out for my dissertation, please go down and take this 5-minute survey. The link is in the description of this video. Now on to the comics, which you guys all came here to see. Part 3 of my comic book collection. I don't know what's in these boxes. There's only one box I'm going to show that's... Actually, I probably won't even show that that box right now. It's my J. Scott Campbell collection. I think as I come across them, I'm going to be stuffing them in that box and do one video on just my J. Scott Campbell signature collection. Because I got almost a box of that. So let's see what we got here. Nova number 1, 9.2. Signed by Joe Sanope. I know, I'll probably get flack. I'm probably saying it wrong. Whatever. Submariner number 1, signed by Roy Thomas, 5.5. I do have like, I think 2 or 3 more of these. I sold one. I think it was a 6.0, unfortunately. But I have a 5.5 signed by Roy Thomas. I do have a couple other raw ones somewhere. And I am going to be, I will say, if I come across a comic that I'm willing to sell, I will let you know that. Or if you see something that, you might be interested in, the worst I can say is no. I'm not willing to sell it. I'm not going to sell a lot. I do want to sell a lot of comics. But I think a lot of my graded stuff is not really that for sale. There are some. I've said it, in the first 2 videos. Some stuff I'm willing to sell. But if you do see something and it's worth it for me to sell it, I'll sell it. But if I am willing to sell something, I'll let you know as I go through them. This is Tomb of Dracula number 1, 5.5, signed by Neil Adams and Roy Thomas. This is my Captain America 117, First Falcon 5.0, signed by Joe. This is my Morning Glories number 1. This is the Larry Comics exclusive. I just really, I have the regular, I think I have just about the complete collection of Morning Glories. It's a Nick Spencer story, Joe Eisma art. It's a pretty good story. I read it a long time ago, but this is the Larry Comics exclusive. I was able to get Joe Eisma to sign this. But it is the Larry Comics cover. I like this cover better than the regular cover, actually. I want to try to get some art from that. I really like his artwork. X Factor number 6. This is signed by Louise Simonson. Of course, this is first full appearance of Apocalypse. 9.2. Apocalypse. Then I got The Walking Dead number 1. I'm going to have to put all my Walking Deads together. This is the Emerald City Comic Con exclusive. This is a sketch one signed by Eric Larson. 9.8. And then this is the regular whatever cover of it, signed by Eric Larson in green. 9.6, unfortunately, on that one. Then here goes, this is a pretty cool one. I think this is the first printing of this. I know there was a second printing of this. I believe, I don't know if it was because some got damaged or what, but this is The Walking Dead number 1. the Portland 2013 exclusive signed by Michael Golden, 9.8. Something happened with this one. I want to say maybe some got damaged or something, and they didn't have enough to give away. So they actually reprinted it, I think. Something like that happened. This is Big Hero 6 number 1, signed by Chris Claremont, 8.5. This one does have a check mark on it. I did sell the other one I had. I think the other one was a 8.0. I got two of them for $20, so unfortunately it was an 8.5, but oh well. This is Walking Dead number 1, the Amazing Arizona Con, 9.8, signed by Rob Liefeld. He did the cover. I forgot I had that one actually, signed by him. This is the Superhero one cover. This is the Walking Dead 50, Eric Larson variant, signed by Eric Larson, 9.4. So that was pretty cool. Here's the back of that. I'm shown all dressed as superheroes. I guess that's why they call it the superhero variant. It doesn't say that on the label or nothing, but I've heard it referred to that as that. This is a Fantastic Four 45, also signed by Joe Sanote. I'm just going to say Joe Sanote. If I'm wrong, he can correct me. No one else, please don't correct me because you're not Joe Sanote. I don't know why I'm harping on that. I don't know. Most people can't say my last name correctly anyway. It doesn't bother me. My last name is McMenamin. Most people get it wrong. So, Fantastic Four 45, 4.5. First in Humans. I had another copy of Raw, and I sold that. Or was it graded? Maybe it was, no, it was a Raw one I sold for one of those, the Home to New York Words auction. This is Miss Marvel number 1, signed by Joe Sanote, 7.0. Wish that was a little bit nicer than that. I would love to get a nicer comic, one of them. They're not too expensive. This one here, I'm actually kind of happy with the grade I got, and I'll tell you why. This is a G.I. Joe Real American Hero 218. Heroes Haven exclusive variant, Virgin cover, signed by Archer St. Lau. 9.4 now. He had a stack of these on his table, and they were all in horrible condition. I mean, just like for a brand new book, they were like, this is the nicest one I could find actually. So he let me look through each one of them, and they got the nicest one. So I just wanted the book. I mean, it was only $20, and you could find it for free. So I think it was $20. Joker number 1, signed by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. It's quite a mouthful of a name. 8.5. He's a really nice guy. I really enjoyed meeting him. 8.5. The Joker number 1. I do have the whole set. I wanted to have the whole set signed by him and graded. So I have a fairly nice set. But I think at the time, if I remember correctly, I had so many books to sign at Boston Con that year. It just I had to reduce the number of comics I was getting signed because of cost. X-Men 141 9.0, signed by Chris Claremont. Pretty cool. First, of course, Days of Futures Past. I thought I had part 2 of this signed also, 142. But I can't seem to find it. So maybe I didn't get that one signed. This is my Faust number 1, signed by Tim Vigil, 9.0. This one does have a check mark on that one also. So this is the one I'm keeping. I do have another one. I think it's an 8.5 that I'm willing to sell. Anyone's interested in that? I showed that already, I believe. This is my Harley Quinn 0, signed by Amanda Conner, Jimmy Palmiotti, Stefan Rue, Dave Johnson, and Dan Panosian. 9.8. So that's a pretty cool book. All those signatures on there. I would love to get everyone else. Charlie Adlard, Art Baltazar, Becky Cloonan would have been cool. Darwin Cook. Ugh, that's so sad he passed away. I was supposed to see him at was it a Boston Con or something like that, but he passed away unfortunately. Tony Daniel would have been cool. Sam Keith, I could have had him sign that. Jim Lee, Trad Moore, Chad Hardin, I could have had signed. Adam Hughes. Yeah, there's so many people on here I could have actually had signed at some point. But having to crack something, get another signature, get it graded, then crack it again. And, maybe one of these days I'll do something like that. But Southern Bastards #1, signed by Jason Latour and sketched by him. Ribs, it says. 9.6. I actually never read this book. I heard it's pretty good, and I kept meaning to read it, but I had this book here, this comic, and he was there to sign it, and I didn't get a chance to read it, so I got it signed and graded with the plan of actually going back and getting a copy at some point, but never did. Batman 318, signed by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. First Firebug 8.0, pretty cool. I just love the cover on this. And it is the first Firebug too. Not a huge character or anything, but there's some cool books. Okay, this is my Stuff of Legend #2, signed by C.P. Wilson III, Charles Paul Wilson III. This is 121 of 150. Now, I'm really happy with this because this was one thing I like about CBCS, that CGC, rather than CGC, is that, see down here where it says 121 and 150, every book is going to have a number on there. But they don't do like some green label on it because of that. They just grade it knowing that that is the way it's supposed to be. So I hate that green label when they do something like that. You know, if it's possible to get a comic without that marker on there, then yeah, go ahead, put a green label on it, you know, whatever. But if it's impossible to get one that didn't have a numbered, it's not numbered, don't put a green label on. It just really bugs me. But yeah, I'm very happy to have this. I bought this off a YouTuber. I'm trying to think of who it was. I can't really remember. Ooh. Oh. Thought I had all my sketch variants, sketch blank covers over there. So here goes my Wolverine mini-series set, signed by Chris Claremont and Joe Rubinstein. Of course, I was not able to get Frank Miller to sign any of these because he wasn't there this year. That year at the got it done at the New York Comic Con in 2014. It was actually, I think it was my first con, actually. First New York con, I mean. But they were signing the two of them, though. 9.6, #1. 9.4 for #2. And 9.2 for #3. That's the black cover, of course. It's so difficult. And 9.6 for #4. So it's pretty cool. Got the whole set. All in near mint condition. 9.2 and up. So happy with that. I'm happy. Oh, here is my Revival #1 that is signed by everyone. I showed the 9.8 that's not signed. This is the one that is actually signed by all of them. Jenny Frison, Mike Norton, and Tim Seeley. So I love this. Is like one of my favorite series. Back when it came out, I read the whole thing. There's not too many series that I actually read the entire series, but this was one of them. That, Rachel Rising, you know, certain ones. I just really, I'll read the whole thing. I know there was another one that ended like abruptly. Bedlam, back then when these series were coming out. Like that's it. I recently received some of the art for what's his name that did that, Rossimo or something like that, Riley Rossimo or something. Aquaman #2, 7.5. That goes with my 8.0 Aquaman #1. So that's pretty cool. One problem with this is a beautiful comic, but it is stamped with the name on it, on there, and there. And Charles Leroy. But you can see this is a beautiful comic. Pretty sure that 2 stamps brought that down a bit. And then the last one in this box is, I got this to have Greg Capullo sign, but unfortunately I found out how much he was charging. I think I want to say he was charging like $50 or $25, and I just didn't think it was worth it. This is Gore Shriek #1. This is his first published work. So I found this in a actual bin from one of the dealers there at the con that year, the Boston Con. I actually didn't even know that was his first published work. So, just happy to get it though. Okay. So let me see. Show down. Let me show these. This is my... Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep these to the side. I'm going to do them in this set once I find the other ones that are. Here goes some other comics I can start showing. Shazam number 1, 8.0. That's a pretty cool one. Bought that back in the day for like $10 or something. Before the movie and stuff were even like a glimmer of a movie coming out for it. Journey into Mystery 117, 5.0. Pretty cool. I do want to try to start collecting. My goal was to actually start collecting all the Journey into Mysteries, at least from 83 up. And then all the Thors. I have all the really expensive ones, 83. Well, maybe not every single one. I don't know if I have 84. Aquaman 42. I do have this whole entire collection. This is my favorite cover by this Aquaman one. Nick Cardy and Jim Aparo art, but the Cardy did the cover. Probably one of my favorite covers he did. You guys know that I'm a Nick Cardy, my favorite all-time artist. You know, he's my top. Of course, I do have other artists I like, but this is Aquaman 19, 6.0. This is an Avengers 25, 8.5. Bought that already graded. I think it was. Yeah, this was already graded. It was just cheap enough for me to get it. This is back when I was collecting the entire first Avengers series, which I have the entire series. Volume 1 at least. Avengers number 9, 5.5. I think I got that one already graded also. Then I got a Outcast number 1, 9.6. Kind of sad, but that TV show, really liked the TV show on, was it on Showtime or Stars, I think it was? Whatever, but whatever. I actually got this off of Erod. He was cool enough to give me a good price on this, at least the price that I was happy to pay. I do have another copy that's a lower grade. Or did I sell that also? But that one's signed. I don't think I sold that one because I think it's signed. Iron Fist 14, first appearance of Sabretooth, 9.0. I think the other one I have like a 5 something, but it's signed by Claremont, I believe. And then we got the Sandman number 1, 7.0. And then the Sandman number 1 purple, 6.0 with a check mark. Sometimes, you know, I think that might be the first time I noticed that I had a check mark on that one. I think I have another, I do have another copy of the purple one somewhere. I got it, was like really cheap and I picked it up. It's just a misprint one or whatever. This was a cool $1 fine or $2 fine. I found the East Coast Comic Con, no, the Northeast Comic Con in Worcester, Rhode Island, Worcester, Massachusetts. Small con. Found this in a dollar bin or something. It was like $1 or $2. But it was nice fun. 5.0. Night Nurse, number 1. First appearance, Linda Carter. And this is signed by Roy Thomas. Pretty cool. And then here goes here comes some heat. I gotta pull this aside for my heat box. Fantastic 448, signed by Joe Snow. 4.0. There you go. He did the cover with Jack Kirby. Would have been cool to have Stan Lee sign this. It's not a bad grade, 4.0. I bought this at the Big Apple Con, actually, this comic. Here goes another nice little book. X-Men number 1, 2.5. Now I gotta tell you, Evan Leahy hooked me up with this. It wasn't his book. He hooked me up with the guy that was selling it. And I was able to get this for $1,200 bucks. I think that's how much it was. $1,200. Yeah, $1,200. And you know, for 2.5, $1,200 bucks for X-Men number 1. That is a pretty good deal, I would think. This is my Green Lantern number 1, 2.5. I think I have another copy of that somewhere. Raw. This is my Amazing Spider-Man 129, 5.5. Did have a 5.0 that I sold, unfortunately. I kind of regret selling certain books now before I moved, but it really did help me pay for, I think I sold about $5,000 of books, and that basically paid for all my moving expenses. The moving trucks were like $4,000 in themselves. And maybe it wasn't that much. Maybe it was 2,000 something for the moving trucks. Almost, yeah, and then plus, yeah, but it was a lot of money. Plus like $700 for gas, and then tolls, and hotel rooms for 3 or 4 nights, 2 hotel rooms. Yeah, it was expensive. This is my New Teen Titans #2, first appearance of Deathstroke, signed by George Perez. Pretty cool, 8.5. Would have been nicer if it was a nicer comic. This is the first Dick Grayson's Nightwing, first Jericho, a 9.2, signed by Perez. Oh, this is an awesome book. I'm so happy to find this book for a price that was way willing to spend easily. My Chew #1, and it's 9.6, and it's signed by John Layman and Rob Guillory. So I was so happy to find this. I searched forever to find a decent price one on this, and I got it for an incredible deal. I can't remember how much it was, but it was an incredible deal. I remember that. I was so happy, especially to have it double signed. Oh, I guess I didn't throw all my heat. This is my Fantastic Four #1, 1.8. It is restored. I mean, if you look at this comic, and you're like, why would you even put a restored label on there? Because it's, but it says it's amateur restoration, includes small amount of color touch on cover. Like, how do they know there's color touch on that cover? Doesn't make sense to me. Top edge of back cover trim. So they're saying just the top edge with the tape all along there is trimmed. So just the top edge of the back cover, not the front cover, just the back cover. The one that has a huge piece of tape right across. Then cover and centerfold reattached with tape. Okay. Moderate amount of tape on cover and interior. That's obvious. So I don't know. I don't know where the color touch is. I would love to find out where that color touch is. That makes it basically. Oh, I guess the trimming too does. I don't know how they say that's trimmed. It really bugs me. I would love to get it regraded, but unfortunately I had Stanley sign it with CBCS, and CGC isn't going to grade it. And I'm not going with CBCS anymore. This is my Journey to Mystery 85. First appearance of Loki, third appearance of Thor, 3.0. Nice. This is my Amazing Spider-Man 50, first Kingpin, 6.5. Signed by Stan the Man. And then here goes another one. Journey to Mystery 83, 2.0. Signed by Stan Lee and Joe Sino. And it's this one's trimmed. Another one of those, like, I don't know how they can tell that with all the tape that's on here. You can see all the tape. Because it's basically the same kind of deal. Top and bottom edge of front cover trimmed. I don't see it because there's all this marble chipping all on the bottom edge. How do they say that's trimmed? And then top edge of back cover trim where that piece of tape is. And then moderate amount of tape on cover and interior. But you know what? I'm extremely happy to have that. I don't care. It's probably my favorite book to own. And then Fantastic Four are pretty cool to own. These are... Oh, this is a cool one. This is a more recent pick. I picked it up to the last con I went to, East Coast Comic Con. 3.0 for Venture Comics 247, first appearance of the Legion of Superheroes, Lightning Boy, Saturn Girl, and Cosmic Boy. This is like I don't know, last time I checked it was like an $1,800 book. I bought from Mike Carbonaro, however you say his name, Big Apple Con guy, for like $1,100. So maybe it was $1,000. I can't remember. It's $1,000 or $1,100. So I was very happy to pay that. That's a pricey book. He hooked me up with that. He was actually a pretty cool guy too. I guess there were some problems with my credit card um, going through. It was on their end. It wasn't on my end. My card was fine. But I guess when they scanned it, it didn't go through, and then they didn't realize it didn't go through. But my card was charged, but they didn't get the money. So they were nice enough to contact me. I worked with them, and I finally just sent them a check or something like that. And but he was always cool about it. Infinity Gauntlet number 6, signed by George Perez, 9.8. I would definitely do business with him again. He did said he put me on the list for a free to get into the Big Apple Con for free, but unfortunately I wasn't able to go this year. Infinity Gauntlet number 5, 9.6, signed by George Perez. Number 4, signed by Perez, 9.0. Of course, that black cover really is tough. And then number 3, 9.8, signed by Perez. Number 2, 9.2, signed by Perez. And number 1, 9.8, signed by Perez. That's pretty cool. I got that whole set actually at the flea market. I want to say it was $10. I bought it at the flea market a long time ago, years ago. But yeah, so that's all of them. I'm going to end it here, and then I'm going to do another video right after this. So I'll do part 4. But yeah, guys, just once again, if you want to take my survey, please help me out. I see people watching these videos, but I guess they don't have 5 minutes to take my survey and to win a comic. But the link is in the description. I really appreciate you guys who have helped me out with this. You just don't understand how helpful it is for me. 10 years of schooling to be finishing up my doctorate, and this being the last step, really, just to finish my research. But yeah, guys, thanks for helping me out, and thanks for watching also, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.